Many households are dependent on energy draining devices, and in some circumstances, that can't be helped. Number 1, insulate your home. Central heating is probably the biggest cost during the colder months, so it's important that when it's turned on, it's not just escaping into the outside. So seal up drafty windows and doors. If you can't afford complete replacements, you can buy draft excluders fairly cheaply, or even make your own. Close doors to trap heat in the rooms that you're using, and install thick curtains to reduce the cold air coming in. Lay extra rugs down on cold floors too. It might also be worth looking into the cost of something like loft insulation. Heat rises, so if your loft space isn't adequately insulated, your money is effectively escaping through the roof. If you're in receipt of certain benefits and own your own home, or have permission from your landlord, you might be entitled to a loft insulation grant. Number 2, utilise natural light. It becomes more difficult to make the most of natural light in the UK during winter, particularly once the clocks change. But there are still some ways you can utilise the few hours of natural light before you need to turn the lights on. Regularly clean your blinds, window coverings and windows. Freshly cleaned windows, dust-free Venetian blinds or vertical blinds that are no longer tinged grey with dirt can make a huge difference to the amount of light entering a room. Hang mirrors. Not only do mirrors make a space feel bigger, but they reflect light too, making a space feel much brighter. Install solar lights. Instead of switching on electric lights in the garden, even on a dreary day, they can run for a few hours after dark. Light-coloured soft furnishings can help a space to feel lighter too. Number 3, air dry laundry. Another one that gets tricky during the wet UK winter, but that isn't entirely impossible. Many people assume that cold weather means that you can't dry your washing outside. However, as long as it isn't raining, any temperature is clothes drying weather. It'll just take longer than during warmer months. Check the weather forecast before putting clothes outside. Hang clothes on a drying rack so that you can quickly carry them inside if it does start raining. Alternatively, hang clothes on hangers on the washing line. This makes them easy to carry indoors quickly if the weather changes. If it's raining, hang clothes indoors near an open window to avoid condensation. If possible, dry in a room that gets the most sun, and if all else fails, heated areas or dehumidifiers are more energy efficient alternatives to using the tumble dryer. Remember to never dry clothes directly on the radiator. Condensation is not an issue you want to create for yourself. Number 4, ditch the appliances. Following up on the last point, ditching energy guzzling appliances where possible will really help to reduce your usage. Air dry instead of using a tumble dryer. An extra spin cycle on the machine will help get as much water out as possible. Only boil the kettle once and retain the extra boiling water in a flask for use during the day. Use cold water to wash dishes as long as there isn't any grease or oil on them. Sweep hard floors instead of vacuuming, and use a traditional mop and bucket instead of a steam mop. Defrost food overnight in the fridge or during the day at room temperature instead of using the defrost setting on your microwave. 5. Use alternate heat sources. The lower the temperature on your thermostat, the cheaper your gas bill will be. So if possible, consider turning the heating down a few degrees and try some of these tips instead. Swap out your duvet for a thicker tog during winter. Have extra throws and blankets on your sofa to use during the evening. Put on an extra layer of clothing before cranking the heating up. Thermal socks and underlayers can be bought cheaply. Check the middle of Lidl, Aldi for some bargains. Leave the oven door open, if safe to do so, to warm the room after cooking. Pop a hot water bottle in bed to take the edge off before going to bed. If you want to know which appliances are costing you the most to run, then check out this video over here and let me know in the comments if you have any other great energy saving tips. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye!